It's gonna be a little bit different today. Let me get rid of pictures microphone down a little bit. Y'all come on in, hit that like button, man. Um, so the story I'm gonna tell y'all is a story that I have been putting out since me starting doing YouTube. And it seems like right now this microphone don't want to go. It ain't gonna go right there. Uh, it's a story that basically started shaping my outlook on the world, my outlook on family, and a lot of things, man. And saying if y'all haven't seen the thumbnail or read the title already, I'm fit to go into my child abuse. And the thing is, it's like I used to get beat by my stepfather, my my baby sister father. And I'm fit to tell y'all how all this started. The day that the Arkansas Razorbacks won the championship in basketball in 1994. What's up, bro? I wasn't a Razorback fan like that. I wasn't a sports fan. I didn't play sports. Like y'all already know, I didn't play basketball because of the buddies and never getting picked and all that stuff. I told y'all about the football. This is that same year that I was about to play football. Either the next year. I don't remember. It was 94. Um, I'm pretty sure I could go back to the date and exact time within like a 10-minute time span of when I first got abused. On this day, I was outside, man. I was down the street, which is usually not what I would be doing. In Fort Smith, we was all over the place. I was all up and down the street. But to stick on topic, I was all over the place. I know a lot of people gonna be watching this video that ain't my regular people. I just ask y'all bear with me, man. This ain't gonna be easy for me, even if I don't, know how it look. But it really ain't an easy story for me to tell. Like I said, I wasn't in the sports, I wasn't in the basketball, none of that. So I really didn't know nothing about a national championship happening that night. I ain't been paying attention to no March Madness, none of that. Didn't know what it was. I ain't care. I was outside doing my thug thing. I was kicking it. I was gonna need some medication to get through this one. So I'm down there kicking it, man, and my mama come down the street walking like it never happens. Like this day is all the way. My mama never comes outside down the street walking to get me from nowhere. So my mama come walking down the street. I never forget this shit. She come walking down the street. She calling my name, and I'm like, "What's up? What's going on?" And she like, "Come to the house, watch this game." I'm like, "Come to the house, watch the game? What you on?" And she like, "Nah, what's up with it?" She like, "Look, the Arkansas Razorbacks is in the national championship, and I know you don't care about basketball. I know you don't watch sports, but this your team. And the national championship ain't nothing to sneeze about. It ain't easy to get there, and they there. You gonna come home, you gonna watch, and you gonna support them." And I'm like, "Man, you got time for that? Man, I don't even like basketball. I'm out here kicking it." Mama ain't trying to hear that. What's up with the daughter? So mama grabbed me and she made me come on home. Now, lo and behold, I'm sitting here and I learned something that day that I tell people now. If you're not in the sports get a little bit more interesting once you get invested in the team. That's why a lot of people like, "Man, let's put a little something on to make it interesting." The interesting part is now you got some money involved, you invested. So now you're gonna pay attention, you're gonna watch, you engage, you give a damn what's going on, you asking questions. If you don't know, you wanna know now. Man, I got money on the line. What was that? Oh, that was a field goal. How many points that worth? That's how I learned football gambling in prison. Putting my money on the line. I had to learn what was going on. But back to this. So to give y'all the setup, at this time, my mama is about approximately 7 months pregnant. and she's about 40 years old. I was 13. So I'm giving y'all this aspect because it took me a long time to realize I had to think about it. Like me, I had issues with my mama for a long time because of the stuff that used to happen to me. But as I got older, I had to put myself in my mama's shoes and realize that she was just a woman, a human, and humans make mistakes, and women get game ran on by dudes. Women have babies by men, and men become controlling, and they do things. And sometimes a woman don't know how to react or how to get herself out of that situation. My mama's situation was different because she was 40 years old, pregnant with her third child. Her two oldest children were teenagers. Neither one of our fathers was around. So in her mind, she thinking, damn, I got two kids already down there getting grown. Ain't then one of their daddies ever been here to help me do nothing. I'm 40. This is about my last child and the last time I'm gonna have a chance to have raising a child, mother and father. And I couldn't understand that then. We wasn't even there. We talked back then. What's up with it? You know what I'm saying? That was grown folk business, and I wasn't in it. But I'm watching this game. Until my Razorback fans is watching this, y'all know what was happening. In that first quarter, we were playing against Duke, 1994. Up and down, back and forth, but we getting them. So, right at halftime, you know what I'm saying? To make a long story short, we're going to get to the grits. At halftime, there was a particular shot that just caught my attention. I think it came from half court. Whoa. So now I'm, like I said, I'm invested. This is my team. She gave me the team. I'm picking my team. We are to win. It's a championship game, so it's like for everything. Yeah. I'm learning as we go. We got to halftime, I'm invested. We seen this shot. My eyes is big. My mama asked me. She said, PJ, can you give me a glass of ice water? I said, yes, ma'am. I said this looking at the TV. I never occurred to look at my mama. Now, the way we sitting in this living room is me, my pregnant mama, my stepdaddy on the other side of her. So as I'm watching this game, and I'm seeing it's probably about a few seconds to halftime. So in my mind, I'm going to watch this to halftime, and then I'm going to get my mom this ice water. So I'm like, yes, ma'am. Halftime, I'm getting raised up off the couch. But as I'm raising up, catch a back fist come like this. Hit me in my mouth. Darren knocked me over the back of the couch. All this bust open. There's little busting bleeding. They getting fatter and fatter by the second. So when he did, he leaned up and backhanded me like that with the back fist. He was like, when your mama tell you to do something, you get your ass up and do it right then. And I'm like, man, you know what I'm saying? I'm just holding my mouth. I'm like, I ain't crying, boo-hooing crying, but I got the tears welling up in my ass. And I get up and I go in the kitchen as they start falling down. I couldn't help that. So I get up in the kitchen, man. I get the glass of ice water. I'm shaking, trying to, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to process what just happened. Like, dude, this grown man just punched me in my mouth right in front of my mom. My mama didn't say a word. I was like, he tried to justify, like, when your mama tell you to do something, you get your ass up right then and do it. Okay, but bro, you could have said that without punching me in my mouth. I'm a 13-year-old kid. At the time, you was an 18-year veteran of the Marines. And hoorah, all that. You was a Golden Glove boxer. You should have had more restraint than lean over and backhand with a closed fist, a 13-year-old in his mouth, loosen some teeth, swell both his lips up. They bleed. So I go and I'm washing blood and shit out of my mouth. I'm shaking, I'm trembling. You know what I'm saying? But I already ran there with the glass of water and took that to my mama. But now I done got back out the room because I'm shaking, I'm trembling, and I don't know what to do. Like my mind is racing, man. And man, if you ever been violated or anything never happened to you that was beyond your control, you know how I feel. You feel helpless. You feel like a victim. I was a child. I didn't know what to think. I didn't know how to feel. I was confused. It ain't even the fact that it hurt. It hurt my pride and it hurt my mind more than anything. It hurt my heart because I'm sitting here feeling like I'm not protected no more. Like I done knew my mama all my little 13 years of life, and this is who always been protecting me. And that's some shit that happened right in front of her, and she didn't do nothing. She didn't say nothing. She didn't stop it. She didn't, you know what I'm saying? It was nothing done, man, and that shit hurt me. So we got back to watching the game. And you know what I'm saying? I'm trying my best to get into this game, but it's hard because like I say, I don't know shit about basketball. I don't know who these people is. Oliver Miller and Ty Day and Mayberry and Corliss Williamson. I don't know these people. I don't know who Mike Anderson is. I don't know who Nolan Richardson is. I don't understand what the importance of this black man that's coaching this team is. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand his legacy. That day, I didn't understand it. So I'm watching the game, man. I'm getting into it. And I'm trying my best, you know what I'm saying, to take everything in my head and just put it inside this basketball game. I don't want to think about what's going on. I don't want to feel what I feel. I don't want to look to the left or to the right and see the people I see because look, I don't know how to explain it. But I was just in a bad space right then. And I'm watching the game, man, and eventually the game said so good that I did lose it. And I did forget that I had just got punched in my mouth and I forgot my lips were swollen. I forgot I had dry blood in between my teeth and on my gums and on my lips. Man, I'm watching this game and we won and I'm celebrating and I'm hugging my mama and I'm jumping up and down. And I forgot for a split second that I had to go to school the next day. It was a hard night. I didn't get much sleep that night. Right, you know what I'm saying? It's hard to explain what I was feeling and going through as a 13-year-old child, man, but I felt helpless. I felt hopeless. I felt like, man, as that shit go on, like maybe not the first time, but it get to a point where it happened so many times and you just start doubting yourself. You know what I'm saying? You like, am I worth it? Am I important enough to be here? What am I doing on this earth if I'm just here to be a punching bag for this grown man? You know what I'm saying? But it took a long time, man, a lot of years for me to be able to wrap my head around it because I used to sit back and I used to wonder, like, man, why me? You know what I'm saying? Why me? Like, I'm not the only boy in the house, but I'm the only one getting beat. I'm not the only stepchild in the house, but I'm the only one getting beat. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna say it like I was a good child or a perfect child. I had got bad. I had got to doing stuff. But the thing is, it's like I wasn't getting beat for doing the stuff I was doing. And I wasn't the only one doing stuff, and I wasn't doing the worst stuff. Like people doing way in this house doing way worse stuff than me and getting caught and wasn't getting nowhere near the treatment I was getting. Not now one of my brothers and sisters or my stepbrothers and sisters ever got punched in their mouth or hit in the face or swole eyes, broke jaw, cracked tooth, none of that shit. Just me. And that's what used to mess me up so bad because I never understood, like, why me? Why is you beating me up? Why are you swelling my face up? Why is my jaw fucked up? You know what I'm saying? So, not this particular time, but this particular time, this first time, man, my lips were swole up. So, when I went to school the next day, in my mind, I'm already knowing everybody that I come across gonna be asking me, damn, bro, what the hell happened to you? Like, nigga, you got. So, what I did was, I laid in that bed almost all night, wide awake, replaying that game and that few minutes, that few seconds right before halftime. Or should I say right at halftime? And that's why I'm telling you, I can go back and I can tell you probably exactly to the minute that I got abused as a child the first time because it was right there at the halftime buzzer that the Razorbacks was going in the halftime when they won the national championship that I was holding my mouth and face, wondering why the hell this just happened to me. Now, One lesson, I'm not sure it came from this, but I just realized it. Like to this day, right now, I take care of my mama. I pay all her bills. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna say dude instill that in me because I always love my mom. I was always gonna be the type of person who was gonna do whatever I could for my mom. And I never make an excuse for no grown person putting their hands on a child. Like it just ain't no excuse for that. That's past being a bully. And it's like the thing about it was I knew every time me and my bully got to going, I didn't have no win. It took me years before I even had the idea to say, bro, fight back. Like this a real fight. You fight people out there on the street, man, fight this dude. I still wasn't winning, but it got past the point where you just can't come in here and punch me in my mouth and punch me in my eye or put me in the head like it started beating on me. And then when it's over, I'm just gonna lay there and cry about it. Nah, bro, you really ain't even hurting me no more. You just hurting my mind. You hurting my relationship with my family because now I don't trust my family and I don't look at people the same because ain't nobody ever came to my rescue. Ain't nobody ever really came to me and just told me, bro, it's okay for you not to be able to whoop dude. All I was getting was, man, you got to get over that, bro. You got to let that go. You can't let that control your life. Well, man, I never knew how to get over that. The best thing that I ever did was a coping mechanism was these Razorbacks. You know what I'm saying? I learned in life that day when I went to school, two things was on my mind. I told you I stayed up all night thinking about that game and what had happened to me. So when I got to school the next day, I didn't want to talk about what happened to me. So everybody got close to me. I started talking about the race. Man, you see that game last night? Bro, you see that shot last night? Bro, man, we the champion. Man, these folks look at me like I'm a weirdo because they know good and well, man, you don't know nothing about no basketball. You don't watch basketball. You don't go to basketball games. None of that. You don't play basketball at lunchtime or none of that. But it's like, man, just that championship was more than a championship to me. Like a lot of people celebrated that win that night, man. I celebrate that win every day of my life. Like the tattoo on my neck, Razorback, and then over here, I ain't gonna pull my shirt up and show y'all, but there's no open spot for Razorback too. All that. Um, and the reason I chose to put the Razorbacks all on my neck because, like, man, when I say that's, man, the Hawks is such a big part of my life. Pass a game or a jersey or a blanket on the wall, man, it's just that Razorback thing is a lifestyle, man. I know a lot of people don't understand. I don't know how y'all look at y'all sports teams where y'all live, but around here, man, Razorbacks is everything about Arkansas. Arkansas, everything about the Razorbacks. And I'm like, dude, I'm a hood dude. I'm a former gangbanger. Uh, I'm an ex-con. But when I tell you I could walk in a room with 50 white folks that I ain't never met in my life and scream woo pig suey, and we all gonna be buddy buddy. That's just what it is. And that's it. Any town, in this state. Even here in Arkansas, most racist people at. Thing Razorbacks just shut out in there. Just shut out in there. Like I used to tell folks, you think I'm lying? Well, East Coast 69 neighborhood crip. But this is a Razorback show, so what you see? And I don't feel no type of way about it. I do this Razorback stuff, man. I mean, it's a big part of me. When I say a big part, it's like, man, this is like bone with it, bro. I promise you this. Every day of my life, I think about these houses. I mean, I don't know if it's healthy. I don't know if it's normal. Man, I live my life in football season, basketball season. I can't wait for it to come and we get short. And I'd be a risk if I didn't take time not to say, man, you just understand. My boy Alex Collins. Real shit, man. Alex Collins, man, rest in peace, died yesterday in motorcycle accident, man. Number 3 for the Razorbacks was running back in Miami, Florida, man. Dude got famous because he was a 5-star running back recruit. And he chose Arkansas over all schools in the state of Florida. And his mama didn't like this, so she kind of snatched his letter of intent and ran off with it. Like, got in the car and ran off. Left the state of Florida with his national letter of intent. So what she did was she was trying to stop him from going. But Arkansas sent another letter and he got his daddy to sign it. And he wanted to be a hog, man. He started running folks over. And Collins got famous, hit forward with the dab. When he put the touchdowns on him, man, break out for a long touchdown and then hit it with the dab, man. Rest in peace to Alex Collins, man. Rest in peace to Ryan Mallett. It's just, like I said, it's a hard story to tell. It's some more Razorback stuff that I got to tell you about. The series of Razorback is just the first one. The rest of them ain't going to be dealing with abuse as a child and nothing like that. So, you got to feel bad. But I did need to get the story out, man. I've been dealing with, I mean, like, that day right there, man, is how I ended up gang banging, how I ended up in prison, how I ended up a lot of stuff, man. My life changed that day. Like, the person I was changed that day. The light in my eyes was gone. Like, you gotta realize, man, I got a very high IQ. And my mama knew this since I was a child. Like, everything I do, I'm self-taught. YouTube, the barber, even though I went to barber school, man, I played around in barber school and I wasn't doing what I was supposed to do. And then I went home like the last couple of weeks and started just taking everything serious and learning how to cook. Became one of the best barbers in the state of Arkansas. Real quick. Man, design. Like, not even just hair, I'm talking about garden design. Man, everything I do, I didn't tell myself how to do it from music on down. Tattooing. I seen a dude, I ain't gonna say his name. But I seen a dude on Facebook that was tattooing. I was like, man, dude, the people letting you put that stuff on them? But as I was going through his pictures, I started noticing not only was the tattoos getting better, but the same people was coming back. And I was telling myself, man, I can draw. And I ain't got a bunch of tattoos already. I know how to do the gun, how to work the gun, stretch the skin and all this and that. Put too much weight on it. Man, I ordered me a tattoo gun sitting with work. Now, I ain't gonna lie, I messed up a lot. But they was all better than what I had seen to do. I ain't gonna say do the name because I ain't gonna hate it. And like I said, he got better. A lot better. Anyway, shout out to my tattoo artist, Daniel in England, Arkansas. My boy said wrote I don't know, man. I'm gonna cut this story short because I don't want to just leave them really into it, man. I'm gonna keep it all about the situation, man, and Razorback. But I'll say some more about the situation, man, because we need to talk about, man. Before I started doing YouTube and telling my story, I did some research. And I was listening to people telling their stories, and I was not talking about prison stories and stuff like that. I was like mutual stories, you know what I'm saying? Real stuff that happened to people in real life because I've been through a lot of real life situations. And I wanted to be able to tell these stories in a way where they wouldn't glorify it. I wanted people to realize the mistakes I made and how dumb I was, how dumb I felt, you know what I'm saying, when I was doing the stuff I was doing. But in this situation, man, it wasn't my fault. So I'm gonna ask y'all grown folks, man, if y'all know people, kids, man, but this mental abuse, because I dealt with this too. I'm gonna break it down for y'all. I dealt with mental abuse and I dealt with physical abuse. Thank God I never had to deal with sexual abuse. But man, I didn't understand if people knew how I felt until I started listening to people's stories about being sexually abused. And when they started breaking down how they felt, it's exactly how I felt. When they saying they felt powerless, they felt helpless, and they felt like they didn't know how to tell people. And when they tried to tell people, people wasn't listening, or people didn't know how to respond. It just gets you to a point where it's like, you know what? I'm gonna quit telling people, and you just start acting out. You get to a point where you feel like it's pointless to tell people you start acting out. As a kid, I was always taught, and I ain't gonna say like my mama wasn't one of the mamas that sat us down and grilled it in our head. Don't take the business outside the house. Don't tell me what's going on in my house. We just automatically knew that. You know what I'm saying? So that wasn't the only time that I was abused. There was another time that I was abused. Unfortunately, like I had to actually go to school. My face swelled up, like the side of my face swelled. What happened was my mama asked me to watch the dishes. Now, in my household, when we wash dishes, we run no cold water at all, hot water. Hot as you can get it. Run that water, let the dishes soak. My mama already know I'm not sticking my hands in boiling hot water. I'm a man. We don't do well with the hot water like y'all do. I'm also in the lifestyle, so I know why y'all be doing that. I know what heat be going to. Anyway, so my mama already knows that when I run this hot water, what's up with it? That I'm going. Shit, my bad. My mama already know that when I run this hot water, I'm going chill for a minute and let the water, so let the dishes soak and let the water just, cool down just a bit. So I can put my hands in it. It's not a problem. She already know this. This particular day, my sister got one of her homegirls over there. Not nobody trying to holler. This was Candy. Candy was a stud, like a big stud. But she was cool. That was the homie. So after I put all the dishes in the sink and I run in hot water, I shoot off into my sister's room with her and Candy. And we in there cracking jokes. I've been in here probably about 3-4 minutes. Whatever we laughing at, man, we is rolling. We rolling. Man, I'm talking about, look, my step pop coming through the door like, how Mr. come through. This is how he doing the door. He laughing. We can hear him laughing as the door creaking open. Now, I'm leaning on the wall. The door is here. So as he opening the door, it's coming back towards me. Boom, now I'm behind the door. He on that side of the door. My sister and them is out. This is a big ass room. They out in front of me, like towards the bed area. As he coming through the door, he peeping around the door, but he laughing. Ha, ha, ha. We all laughing. He laughing. All four of us is laughing. He got his hand behind his belt. At this time, this nigga's a security guard. His hand behind his belt. He got his hand behind his back. He got his security guard belt in his hand. Now, when I say security guard belt, I'm talking about the belt with the handcuff holder, the pistol holder, the baton holder, all these extra things on this thick ass belt. It's about this thick. It's about this thick. So he got this belt in his hand. And like it's wrapped around his hand, but he still got about that much, that, wiggle room. So he laughing when he come around that door and he see me. And I'm laughing, I see him, I'm looking at him like dead in his eyes. I'm laughing, he laughing. I don't know if he heard the joke, but apparently the shit funny because he laughing his ass off, I'm laughing my ass off. When he has finally see like half his body get from behind the door, his hand come from behind his back, that whole motherfucking smile, just wow! Man, that man came around like this, and that belt smacked me on this side. Wrapped around my head, smacked me on this side, smirked me across my face, and he snatched it back. And when he snatched it back, the part that was, I told you, wrapped around my head, it was like this. But that part that was over here, just, and when that shit unwrapped around my damn head, it brought the whole side of my face out like this. Real talk, my shit was like, everything just out that way. And I'm feeling like, what the fuck? And by this time, he came in the room and I'm bent over holding my face. Dude got me in the headlock. And he got me in the headlock and he beat me in my face with his belt. Can your mama tell you wash some goddamn dishes? And I'm just like, by this time, this is the first time this ever happened in front of my big sister. She got a broom. She swinging this broom, hitting everything in the room but this nigga. She done broke the mirror, broke the radio on the other side of the damn room. This is two different sides of the big ass room. She done hit everything but this nigga. Get off my brother. But I'm like, see, I'm glad I tell you this story because I got to remember shit like that about my big sister. But it's like, man, dude messed my face up. And I went to school that next day, and it wasn't a Razorback game to talk about. It was a whole different situation. So on this day, I ended up in the office with the police about my face. And ain't nobody, my mama ain't nobody to tell me to go to school and lie to nobody. But I did. When they called me to the office and they was like, what happened to you? What happened to your face? You getting jumped on at home, you know what I'm saying? You get a whooping at the house. I'm like, nah, I got jumped on by some kids. It was two kids from the high school. I don't know who they is. I ain't never really seen them before, but they were way bigger than me. And they got me yesterday when I was walking home from school. I was like, they were walking behind me on the sidewalk for a long time, but they just jumped over me. I didn't know what to do. So that was the story I told. I stuck with it. But yeah, man. It's like the bad part. Like I remember I rode to my auntie house, and I never forget this. I rode to my auntie house one night when I got jumped on. I don't know what night it was, but I could find out because something else was on TV that night. And what it was Banging in Little Rock, the world premiere. So whatever night Banging in Little Rock came on, the world premiere, I got beat that night. Well, I got beat that day. And I ended up hopping on my bike and I rode all around. I rode across Fort Smith. I stayed on, well, not really across. I stayed on 19th Street. And my auntie stayed on 36. So I rode from 19th to 36. And I sat over at my auntie house and it was like I didn't want to go back home. I told them what happened. I remember we sat there on the floor. I was on the living room floor. And her and my uncle was on the couch. And we sat there and we watched Banging in Little Rock. Because I was tripping. I was like, damn, I ended up being over here when it came on. I'm going to watch it. We ain't had HBO at the house. We had like Showtime or Cinemax or something. We ain't had HBO. But so I was over there watching that, and after it went off, they were like, and I don't know how y'all do it where y'all from, but I'm from the South. And universal slang for get out is, so what you about to do? If you in the South and somebody asks you what you about to do, like you sitting at their house, they basically telling you to get up and leave. Like, bro, you been here, you about to wear your welcome out. I got shit to do. I'm trying to go to sleep. Or Miguel looking at me like she, you know what I'm saying? I'm hungry and I ain't for try to feed you something, but I'm gonna look at you and like, man, bro, what you about to do, bro? Even if I'm on the phone, hey, what you about to do? All right, let a nigga know, man, you need to find something to do, bro, because I'm gonna do something different. You got to move around. So, you know what I'm saying? It got to that point. And right now, it's at that point where I got to ask y'all, what y'all about to do? I'm just gonna remind you, man. Once again, man, rest in peace, my boy Alex Tyler, my boy Ryan Mallett. And on that note, man, y'all don't be afraid to take the long road instead of the wrong road. Do things the long way instead of the wrong way. We out.